We make your future.
All right, guys, we are back with another great episode of the Ingen Company Board Podcast. This time we are recording on the anniversary of our first recorded podcast, which is very exciting. So we've been officially doing this podcast for 1 year. I am one of the hosts, Jurassic Adventures, here today with...
Day 48.
Indo Productions.
And Dogson 93.
Yes, sir. All right, we got a few interesting topics to talk about. There really is not too much big news when it comes to Jurassic World in general. It's kind of stale at the moment. I think it's going to continue to be stale until we have some sort of new video content that's like kind of live action or something like that. I mean, sure, we will have the animated stuff, but that doesn't exactly cut it always, I would say. Regardless, we have the reveal for October's Beyond the Gates, and that is the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus, a long-awaited figure since we saw it leak back in, I think, either June or July. So back in the summer, we saw kind of a blurry picture of this thing leaked, and I must say, I do not really think this thing disappointed.
Oh god, no! This thing is absolutely amazing. I have been ever since Mattel announced the Hammond Collection. I have been wanting a Carnotaur figure for so long. I really wanted them to make it, but then we kept waiting until we finally got it. And I'm very glad they chose a new scale for it instead of a medium dinosaur, because I really like this new larger scale dinosaurs. I'm very excited about this Carnotaur.
I agree. And yeah, so they did acknowledge that this is one of the most fan requested Hammond Collection dinosaurs in the video, so that was cool to see. But yeah, I'm glad there's a new size assortment. I think that means the line is doing, good enough that they want to actually introduce this, and that, they want to keep producing new size ranges. So that's good to see. But we got a lot of decent features on this. We have a nice deco that, nice patterning that runs all the way down, not all the way down, but a good way down the body of this thing. A lot of great sculpt detail. It's probably one of its strongest aspects. And then that articulation we come to love with the Hammond Collection, and some new features like glass eyes and also sharp teeth, as well as those reduced size feet. So this thing packs in a ton of features that have been either requested or just,
that is essential.
So yeah, I think this thing is actually, really good. But I have a few complaints about it, but I'll just let everyone else say their opinions on it.
Well, I mean, I just bought the Target pre-order when it first came out, so I guess that just say pretty much what were my thoughts about this figure. So, I mean, again, it's pretty good. Just a few minor complaints about it, but
Right.
Since I've already got the pre-order, I'm highly anticipating this figure to arrive at my doorstep.
Right.
So, yeah.
And also the pre-order was on sale, which you can't beat. So I
Cha-ching!
like that. I like that.
$28.99. Ooh, I mean $27.99. Ooh, you can't beat that.
I wish they were all on
Yeah.
sale.
Right. Well, they'll get there soon enough. We might
yeah.
talk about that.
No, I was really impressed with the Hammond Carno, honestly. I mean, from the picture we got in like June or whatever, I could tell it was going to be good, but still, I was thoroughly impressed. And I'm glad that these recent Hammond reveals have impressed me every time. So it seems that Mattel is really actually taking note of what we've been saying about figures, about this line for at least the last year and a half, and they're taking that into account, and they're making changes, like changing the size of the feet, because we complained how big the feet were. We're getting better scale detail. We're getting a new size. Hammond Carno, they said it was one of the most fan requested. And I just like how they're kind of taking the feedback now after they would not really take feedback. It never seemed like they would. There was kind of like little to no interaction between Mattel and the actual Jurassic community. So seeing that kind of come into fruition, now seeing the quality of the figures increase, granted their price is going to go up a little bit, but honestly, that's fine if we're going to get a better quality figure. So I'm really excited for the Hammond Carno, and I think I'm definitely going to need like 4 or 5 of them so I can repaint them.
Right. And I mean, I think the inflation thing has already, take its course. Like last year we saw, I think everything pretty much across the board go up about $2, $2 to $10, depending on what sort of size assortment it is. I think it's definitely probably one of the best, if not the best, Hammond Collection figure. There's a lot of attention to detail with this one, and it looks pretty superior compared to some of the other figures.
The
But
face
one of
sculpt is
my
good.
major gripes, I'd say, is the glass eye. I don't think those are exactly necessary.
I'm not a fan of those glass eyes. They look. I mean, they look like they say they fixed it, but I really can't tell.
Doesn't look it, honestly.
It looks
We
just
have
like the
paint.
T-Rex to me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was
I'm
looking at
not gonna
that
lie.
too in the video. Like you couldn't. I mean, obviously in these like reveal videos, they're trying. There's all these like effects stuff going over the figure, so it's kind of hard to get a feel for the eye. I think I should have watched Andy's review on it, and I feel like that would probably better.
It's the same thing. It's just that really like weird possessed look, and then if you shine a eye or a light just right into the eye, it kind of then you
Kinda
start
looks
to
good.
see the detail.
Yeah.
But even then, they do their eyes super weird and kind of like blurry, so it does not look good. I'd say the only time they've executed a glass eye properly was with the Brachiosaurus, and
Absolutely.
I'd say that because when you shine the light in, it looks really good, and even when you don't, it just looks like how it would look
Normally?
anytime. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like without any harsh light going into the eye of an
Yeah.
actual animal that has like a darker eye.
Well, the way Mattel makes their eyes, it's really weird because obviously I know me and you have taken apart plenty of Hammond Rexes to
Right.
redo
It's
the
like
eyes. and it's-
plastic injection molded like into the other plastic. It's like a shot of black plastic into the yellow, and it makes kind of not a lot of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
In my opinion.
It doesn't really do it like the glass eye thing justice. I think it would be easier if they just had use of actual glass would be nice, but I mean, I guess
Right.
they could use plastic.
Honestly, you know what they should have done? They should have went with the Bull Rex route with the
Yeah,
eyes.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Those
think
look good.
I think they could have just completely skipped a glass eye entirely.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
painting the eye. Which I'm.
But
gonna-
if they
when I
really
get
had to
that.
have it, they should have had like an actual piece of like a little cabochon, which is like, if you don't know, it's like a semi. That's how I do my glass eyes. How Nate does his for some of the customs, and what that does is it allows a greater transparency and none of those like weird effects. For the most part, you can see the eyes so much clearer with having like glass and then some sort of pattern on the back.
Yeah, it's not difficult either. All you have to do is all I did.
It's really not.
I'm sure you did it too. We just print out a picture of the eye and then you just like glue it to the back of the cabochon.
Cut it out and glue it. It's easy.
I'll throw some
So-
pictures up on
Right.
how my glass eyes, and maybe I'll throw a couple of yours up there too, just to show. Because
Right.
even without
The-
like a direct light source on them, they look good, which is all you really
Right.
need.
Yeah, I would say the Raptor. Like I did the Amber Collection Raptor that one time,
Oh,
and those
yeah.
eyes look super phenomenal. And that's the only one I've got to look like wherever you look, it's like right there with you. But the Rex wasn't too bad when I did the, and you can see it like fairly easily. It needs a little bit of light sometimes, but
No,
yeah,
it's good. I like using those cabochons. But I will say,
can't
yeah,
do glass
the
eyes.
Brachiosaur's eye is probably the best. The T-Rex,
Yeah.
even now with the updated T-Rex, because obviously those first
it looks the
production
same.
run
They
T-Rexes.
bumped up the contrast, in my
Well,
opinion.
the thing was, those first run T-Rexes were like foggy, so those really you couldn't see the damn pupil inside of it
Yeah.
because they didn't use like a clear yellow plastic. I don't know how they make a clear yellow plastic. I think clear plastic with just the a decal. They could have used like a printing decal, like how they print the faces of like the smaller Hammond Collection dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's just kind
Right,
of
just
weird.
printed right on the back of that. Yep.
Exactly. That's all they have to really do. Maybe they will, they're still learning this stuff. Maybe they will refine it in the future. I'm just gonna paint over
I think
them,
I
honestly.
think they should just omit it entirely for now. It just does not look clean. It doesn't
It's
really
gonna
look
look
that
worse
good in
on the
my
smaller
opinion.
figures too. I don't know
And-
how the hell they're even
Oh,
doing that.
yeah.
Every single inbox photo I've seen of this Hammond Collection Carnotaurus so far, you cannot see the eye. It's just an unavoidable thing.
Once I get this thing, I'm just gonna paint over the eye because I can't do the
Right.
glass eye.
Yeah,
Yes,
me
yeah.
too.
I'm just gonna paint it right over it. So that's the end of that.
Pretty much.
So the other complaint I have with this thing, it comes with a mouth. So I don't know, in a lot of images and on a lot of content I've seen surrounding this thing, the mouth does not close in a flush manner. It looks like it has a really
Yeah.
bad overbite. And I don't know. when I get this thing in hand, it might be a different story when someone
It
else
doesn't.
gets it in hand.
It doesn't have that rubber jowl thing, right? Like the T-Rex does, right?
No, it's plastic, and I
Okay,
wish,
because
I
I
hope.
thought I could have sworn I thought it had like the rubber gels.
No. I
Okay.
hope when they do the large dinosaur this year, which is probably going to be the Indominus, I hope they do not include that.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
was
think
about to
that is
say, I hope they
a-
do away with
I
those.
think that
Those
is
are
a
just a pain
bad
in the ass.
detail, and we don't realistically have to have a rubber tongue either. I think just like a separate molded if you really want to get into it, but
Yeah.
it's not needed.
Tongue articulation was never needed. Neither was the rubber jowls, and those things are just a
Yeah.
pain in the ass. At least custom-wise, because they're so
Custom-wise,
easy
you
to
can't tell-
screw up.
You can't tell me they don't look bad either. If you have the Rex's jaws half closed, you see these little things that are going inside the mouth. That's not how that doesn't look good.
No.
If you just have a solid piece of
That's what I'm
plastic that
saying.
goes up into the side of the cheek, that looks
Much
way
better.
better.
Plus, they're so easy to I feel like over time they're gonna rip if you keep the mouth open all the
Yeah,
time.
the one
Oh,
on my
yeah.
buck already ripped. The rubber. They're
Dang.
really bad quality.
Well,
They're
you know how
terrible
mine
quality.
went on my
They're-
buck. That was unintentional, and I ended up ripping those damn things.
Yeah, there's a big tear in the one for
Buck
my
is so
buck at
Yeah,
the base.
please. I hope to God they get rid of those rubber gels. And also, there's another thing. I hope they get rid of that stupid jaw where they it opens like
The
when you open
ratchet,
it.
I
Oh
think
my
they're gonna
God,
get rid of
I hate
that.
that.
I hate
I
that
want-
so
that was a
much.
really stupid
I want it
decision.
like all the way articulated. No no ratchet.
See, the thing is, you couldn't even make it look good if you wanted to. The Rex,
It's hard.
because it does not rotate independently.
Mm-mm.
So you can't just have the bottom jaw go down like it would,
You
realistically.
would have to
You
the
have
way
to-
to fix it. I think you would have to take the head off, cut like the
I've
cut,
never
like, the-
seen someone modify it. Like
I was thinking of
think
doing it because I know
somebody
how to
did.
do it.
I
I
don't
actually
remember
know how
who.
to do it because I took one of my legacy my one of my legacy bull Rexes, and I cut the thing that makes it like ratchet, super glued the pins inside, and now it's really articulated like the 93 bull Rex 93 Rex.
Okay.
I just don't understand why they didn't make it, freely articulated in the first place. I don't like how it's kind of linked together because that just makes it a
They did it
pain.
because
Like you can't. It doesn't. It's.
Yeah, like I said, you can't rotate them independently.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest pain in the ass.
I think it's because of the jowls, because I don't think they want to get something like open all the way. They don't want the jowls to rip. So they
Yeah,
did it
probably actually, yeah.
That's probably why.
That's what
Actually,
I'm thinking. Or
But-
as a gimmick, but I don't know.
And I think that's way over engineered as well.
Yeah.
All that mechanism
I
too.
just hope they
That
get rid of
probably
it.
drives up the cost if you have to do gears and stuff like that. But yeah. So, but anyways, back to this Carno. I think the overbite is somewhat
It's-
concerning. We'll see how it is in person, but even in this promo image, that looks terrible. I'm not gonna lie to you, that looks so much worse than the Carnotaurus when it has that mouth closed. Now that first promo image on Target where it's looking forward, it has its mouth kind of open. That looks so good, but
I know. It looks
just
so good.
the side shot is not doing it for me.
oh
She
yeah.
looks good in the front,
also-
but on the side, she does not look good.
Also, the arms I'd say are a little bit weird.
They're
That's not
super
even.
thick.
I don't think that's anatomically correct. I think that would be actually
They have to-
breaking
They're
the.
super tiny. The arms
No,
kinda
they're
look like
not.
Popeye arms.
Yeah, they're kind of. I don't know. Are they oversized? I guess you would say.
They're very oversized
Yeah.
in my opinion. They kinda look
Yeah.
like they look like Popeye arms.
Right, and I mean, I guess they're trying to squeeze in that articulation and stuff like that, but
It's so
I don't think anyone really thought that was necessary, especially since it makes it even less accurate to the actual creature. But overall, I still think this thing's really great. Paint looks good on it. I really like those sort of dark patterning that it has. And then yeah, I'm excited to get it in hand, maybe review it. We'll see. I think that's it for the Carnotaurus, unless anyone else wants to say anything.
I think we said what needed to be said.
I agree.
We could talk about the Camp Cretaceous sequel that's going to get revealed next month.
Right? The chaos.
Yay.
Yeah, I have not watched anything about that really.
I haven't
I
either,
watched
honestly.
that one video by Jurassic Outpost. I watched it.
I watched the very first one when it was revealed at Toy Fair, and nobody knew like what was happening.
Dude,
So.
nobody took a picture of the Mattel booth there. I don't know if it was like,
I don't
like,
even know. Was there a Mattel booth? Like, I
yeah,
don't
there
know.
was. Somebody said they had like toys from like the new show, but nobody took either a picture.
I don't know. That's weird.
It's either somebody like Mattel didn't want nobody to like, show off, or just nobody took a picture of it.
I don't know. I feel like that event really wasn't that well publicized as far as Toy Fair goes. And also, this community is just not as enthused as it used to be. I mean, you can just tell. So,
Yeah.
It's been very slow lately.
I mean,
there hasn't been much news. And I feel like it's mainly because of a lot of oversaturation and stuff. They went so hard these past few years, and now there's nothing.
Yeah, and
They did not build a meaningful story.
You would think
and now there's nothing.
You think Universal would up the ante with this year because it's the 30th anniversary, but they
kind of did.
I mean, they kind of, like there's a lot of merchandising, and at a certain point, people just don't. They're just not enthused anymore, and
yeah, it's sad to think about it.
But it's just the way stuff goes.
Yeah,
Camp Cretaceous is. It was not that good at the end for me.
Oh
I thought
God!
I thought it got really weird.
Last 2
And,
seasons fell off.
With the who thinks adding robots would make the Jurassic franchise even more? Yeah, just
I don't know. It just did not feel coherent at all to any content in the Jurassic franchise. And
I can't believe it's officially canon that robots are in Jurassic Park now.
I refuse to believe that
is Camp
shit
Cretaceous canon?
I think it's
Is
soft
it canon? I'd say it's soft canon still.
Yeah,
because if you subtract that from the entire, like, pretend like it did not exist, nothing changes.
Honestly,
True.
honestly, the way I see it, if they made clones canon, then it's only the canon's only gonna go downhill from there when you add robots.
Oh my God, that's right.
Right, like Maisie, you mean?
Yeah. Not the human cloning.
I mean, I suppose that makes sense though.
Yeah.
If you can clone a dinosaur and fill in the gaps in DNA, why couldn't you clone
it? It just kind of really felt.
It's kind of a shocker though, right?
Yeah. Unnecessary a bit.
The whole thing how Macy was born was really, really, really dumb.
It's kinda, I don't know.
I thought it was okay because where she like Benjamin Lockwood's daughter got into like a car crash or something.
But then they had to force her to be part of the JP canon.
Macy was born from another Macy, or like what? It's just it's confusing.
Yeah, they had to force her into the JP canon as well. So
Dominion was so
bad on so many levels. Yeah.
I feel like with that though, I think Colin Trevorrow was trying to retcon Maisie's origin because when Fallen Kingdom came out and it was like, oh, Maisie's a clone, everyone's like, well, that's stupid. Now it's like, I think Colin was like, okay, maybe we just retcon that. It's like, well, she's not a clone, but she's a genetic replica of her mother without the disease or whatever the hell she had. I don't remember, nor do I really care.
I forgot that. Wait, was that a plot point in Dominion?
That was part of like why Maisie was
very
created.
irrelevant because she didn't. Oh, because she didn't die in a car crash. She was actually at a. Oh yeah. I remember now.
Yeah, so
that's
it's
such an irrelevant part of the story.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Nobody really cares about. Like, no one cares about Maisie. No one cared about Maisie in Fallen Kingdom. They cared even less about her in Dominion because it's like no one cares.
I don't know. She's the main part of the story, but at the same time,
they made it way worse.
Now it's just like, okay, so why wouldn't they just say that? I don't know. It's stupid.
Anyways, Camp Cretaceous sequel. What we do know, it takes place on the mainland. Multiple returning characters. New dinosaurs to be expected. Allosaurus is a big one. That's going to be like a big player in there.
And the Atrociraptors? That's very interesting.
I haven't heard of that, but allegedly.
Yeah, they're saying that the Atrociraptors from Dominion are going to be in it, but who knows?
That's kind of okay. I'm in.
All right,
whatever.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
How they transfer continents? We'll see. Or maybe they were on the mainland first, so then they're gonna okay. Well, there you go, guys. We just explained it.
We know that when there's one character return, we know that's come Megas Darius, but we don't know if the others are coming. I hope not.
They will. If one's coming back, they're all probably coming back. Anyways, I'm not looking forward to watching this. Good for you if you are.
There might be some hope it could be good, but I'm not holding out to an angel for this one.
Yeah, I'm not hopeful. I'm not hopeful.
Yeah,
when they first announced this animated show, I thought like You know what? You know they could do, since they can't do live action. What if they made this animated show like more graphic, like the Clone
I
Wars,
don't know.
like the Star Wars: The Clone Wars show, like how crazy that went. I was hoping.
I kind of always knew it was gonna be just pretty much a sequel.
I didn't know it was gonna be a sequel until I saw that video, and
So
disappointment is very
I hope they do something live action. If we're transitioning over into another piece of content that just got released,
Wonder who would distribute
the Hatchling on YouTube as a short film.
The Hatchling, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
That was a
you know what's funny? I thought
fan-made.
that little short was gonna be part of the Jurassic franchise because they have the same, that
Yeah, it's not.
a park
But
ranger badge, and that's not. But it's cool.
They had similar props, and they had that, so that made it kind of feel like it was in that general universe, but it's not. So
You know what's sad? That movie showed more dinosaurs on the mainland as a problem than Dominion did.
Yep.
that's yeah. So that
That's crazy.
that was
I
a really
was
good
honestly-
short.
Yeah, no, I
Also,
was
my boy
honestly
Doug,
surprised.
My boy Nate,
But-
your Seal of Physis when it was in it.
Dude, I was so happy. I'm like, oh my god,
Kenner
Seal of
colors.
Isis in
They
live
have the-
action. Let's go.
I think both
With
of them
Kenner
have the
colors. I love that.
I know, dude. I
both of
saw
them-
that. I'm like, all right, whoever did that deserves like credit for that. That's awesome.
Now after watching that short, I really want Mattel to make a Dino-Kairos figure.
Yeah, right.
But I want them to be like a
good one.
like what would you class it as? As a medium or like a large dinosaur?
That would be
toy?
a large.
That would be
It would be a large, like
Dino-Kairos is
$20 one,
huge.
right? $20 one?
Yeah, that's a large dinosaur.
I
So,
want it to be really cool, like all feathery. They could get the model from the Evolution game and use it.
They could.
Yeah,
That's not a
I-
bad model. And usually,
I
I'm not
think-
really
I
a
think they
fan
should-
of Dino-Kairos either.
they should definitely release that, though. That's one of the more popular species in
Oh,
recent
yeah.
time, instead of reaching into,
I know Dino-Kairos has been getting some
because it
love
was
lately.
in
was in
Prehistoric
that.
Planet and then the other one. So
Yeah, so yeah, more love for Dino-Kairos. I didn't even know that was a dinosaur until I watched that documentary with the
Prehistoric Planet.
yes.
I knew of it. Like,
Yeah.
Dino-Kairos is really popular for some reason. I mean, I don't get
I
the hype
know,
around it.
I
I'm
know.
not too much of a fan of Dino-Kairos, but I liked it in the short. The baby was cute, I gotta say.
Oh yes, I love the little dinosaur. It was so cute. Also, that short also kind of felt like Stranger Things a little bit. If you think about
right, it had the ET Stranger Things vibes, and I think it brought a lot of elements to the franchise, or not to the franchise, because it's separate. It's in its own universe.
Now, I have a question. Would you watch a Jurassic show that was kind of like Stranger Things in live action?
I mean, that's kind of what this is, but yeah, I think that they should probably start doing some sort of live action, not similar, but something of their own that's just kind of maybe an anthology series, or a short film like Battle at Big Rock, or a TV show, just to sort of start expanding out, what they can
I wonder
do.
if Netflix would do it, because I know they do
love
live.
more short films.
I think Netflix would do it, right? Because they have all the Jurassic shows on there. So I guess Netflix would be the ones doing the budgeting the whole show.
So Mattel, I don't know how good they're doing as a whole with Jurassic at this point. I think
Mhm.
sales are starting to fall off. And the reason I say that is because you can see all these toys constantly going on sale now, whether it be online or in store. You can see all of these figures there, pretty much all under MSRP on Target and Amazon as well, because Amazon pretty much price matches to Target and other
Wait,
retail.
hold on. You could do that?
Not from no, I mean, like, they generally like tend to keep the prices similar.
Dang it.
No, it's an online retailer, you can't do that.
Oh man.
But I'm just saying they tend to keep the prices similar to other
Oh yeah, huh?
other companies. I just don't think the lines are doing that well. We had that live stream back when the Gates was announced, and they were trying to hype it up and stuff like that. And what they said is that they're going to send out a survey very shortly. They made it sound like it was going to happen during the campaign, where they were going to ask questions about what people would like to see going forward with the Hammond Collection and, with Jurassic World toys as a whole. And, well, a few months later, open
We
up the
finally got it.
email, and there is a survey. So that is very interesting to me. A lot of the questions were very interesting as well, and I shared it with you guys.
You want to go over all the questions?
Go over some of them at least, because I feel like some are very the gist of it is they're basically trying to get demographics of who's buying this stuff. They're trying to get the why people buy certain lines and why people don't buy certain lines. What went wrong with the crowdfund? Like, why didn't you back it? Or if you did back it, why did you back it? And what would you see as a crowdfund in the future that you think would be like successful and that you'd back, as well as just general thoughts you had. At the end, it was like a open response. So yeah, I thought it was very interesting. I enjoyed taking the survey because they seem to acknowledge a lot of the stuff that is kind of happening so far. And so I don't know how many people that got sent out to. I know it just got sent out to my email because I'm on the Mattel Creations list, and I don't know why else, but they sent it to me and I filled it out and I shared it with you guys. So
Yeah.
one of the main questions that I thought really kind of interested me is, why do you buy the Hammond Collection or Amber Collection? Why do you buy the Legacy and 93 Classic? And I thought those were both interesting questions because they both had aspects that are kind of what those lines are sort of acting as right now. So for the Legacy in 93, they said, main characters that are, not released yet in other lines. And, if you think about it, that's generally probably the main reason that people buy Legacy Collection, aside for like vehicles and play sets.
Well, because
So-
Legacy, they get it from the movies, which we should really get more often because, yeah.
Right. But they give us these basic figures first, and then, maybe down the line we'll get Hammond Collection. That's really the main thing. So they ask that, and then they ask you to choose one reason why you buy it. And, I'd say that's the reason.
Mhm.
And then for Hammond Collection, they said, why don't you buy the Hammond Collection? Stuff like sculpt and, accuracy.
Skull and paint too. Don't forget about paint.
They didn't mention much about paint per se, I don't think. It was like kind of sculpt and accuracy, and then one of them was they're too centered towards kids. They're not adult.
They're very, now
Collector.
thinking about it, they are very, like, older Hammond Collection, they're very kind of centered to kids. Because the
Right.
sculpt is, like, very cartoony.
It's very soft, and it's like something that a kid could play with and not get hurt.
Yeah. Now look
So-
at the Carnotaur. Look how beautiful that looks.
Right, and that has more spines and stuff like that on there, and
that I love that head sculpt. That head sculpt is really good on it.
we're getting sharper teeth now and stuff like that. And it's still, a little bit soft and a little bit goofy
Yeah.
in some ways, but it's we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Step in the right
that-
We're
direction.
almost there. We're almost at a home run.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's probably the best though. Don't think I'm dissing this thing. I'm still gonna pick up multiples.
Duh.
I think everybody's
One of the
gonna
most
get multiples of
anticipated-
those damn things.
One of the most
I'm only getting
anticipated in
two.
a
I only
while.
want to get two.
But yeah, I feel like the Hammond Collection is kind of centered around kids, and that's one of the main issues with it, or
It's
was
supposed to be
one
a
of the main
premium
issues
line,
with
like
it.
a adult premium, like the Star Wars Adventures Collection and Black Suit.
Right. It's not supposed. It's supposed to be a premium adult collector's line, and if you
Mhm.
look at other lines that are supposed to be that follow that title as well, then you are seeing that this is not the best it could be, I would say.
No, I'm really hoping next year. We've already seen they're stepping up the game. I just hope next year they really step up the game with their stuff.
Next
Yeah.
year is going to be interesting. That's going to be where they're starting to do these changes, because these are all these that just got revealed: Blue Owen and the Carnotaurus. These are all for 2024,
Yeah,
and so
I think
They probably
with the
will.
survey though. I think what they're gonna do, if I had to take a
the
guess,
survey they cannot implement any of this stuff. That's 2025, but they're starting to work towards
that's what I
it,
was
so.
about to say. I'm like, we'll see it 2025. They'll take the criticism from this, and then they'll start working on 2025's next year. I'm excited for that because that's probably gonna be good. At least, what can
Ooh.
hope?
Yeah, they probably should have done something like this a little bit earlier, but at
Mhm.
the same time, I'm glad they did it now.
Yeah, they
I'm
really
glad
should
they're
have done
kind
it 2022,
of
but-
listening.
Better now than never. Some of these questions are interesting.
Another thing they said was,
Mhm.
why didn't you back the crowdfunder if you didn't?
because
and then they have a lot of different selections
that?
about it being, you know, not that valuable or, you know, etc. A lot of good reasons, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And so, you know, you could select multiples of those. And then they had the question, what would be a successful crowdfund, you think? Like, what would you like to see? And so
Oh, I
that
remember that
question's
one.
pretty
I
evident.
got one.
Just
idea.
visitor center. I said visitor center, Raptor Paddock, and Lost World trailer. So
Yes. Oh my god, that would be so perfect.
I think all of those would be good options.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot of interesting options of stuff they wanted to add, you know, fences and different various like rocks and trees that they said were, you know,
Rocks and
that's like a
trees.
like world building stuff.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I
gotcha.
They
saw
did.
that.
They had big play sets and small play sets as an option.
Ooh, we definitely need
A
more
lot of different stuff. So, you know, vehicles as well, helicopters, jeeps, etc.
Oh
I wrote an
So-
essay for the last
And
question.
then what else? Yeah, what else did they say? And like non-named characters or whatever, like just random guys. So
Yeah.
like
Mercenary-
scientists and park
I mean,
workers,
mercenary park rangers and
more accessories, trained guns, you know, stuff like that. So
Trying to find. I have a couple
really neat
screenshots.
survey,
I'm
I'd
trying to
say.
find them.
Really neat survey, I'd say. I hope all that actually sees the teams, but I think we are going in the right direction
Yeah,
if they
I like this
they start
question.
implementing what they said, what, you know, if people start responding with the right stuff, that would actually benefit the line instead of saying everything's great and nothing can improve. Because let's be honest, there's always something that you can start taking the next step up, right? But
yeah.
I think the survey, its sole purpose is to. This is Mattel like actually trying to reach out and be like, all right, what do you think is wrong? How can we
They're
fix this? This is
confused. They're
constructive
confused.
criticism. This isn't go flame Mattel and like, oh, this line sucks. This is bad, or saying, oh, this is all
Yeah,
wonderful. It's like,
don't be a little internet troll.
yeah, don't be a crybaby and don't be a suck up.
yeah,
Or be somewhere in between. Be like, okay, this sucks, let's fix it, right? Because if you're saying everything's good, that means you don't want anything to change. You're completely fine
Oh,
with
God,
the
don't say
Raptors.
that.
You think
Oh.
those are the prime sculpt. You know, you think everything this line has pumped out so far, everything Jurassic World for Mattel is outstanding. Which
I can think of one
I
person
don't know.
who'll
I
say
guess if you think
stop it.
that, good for you. But at the same
Yeah.
time,
I was about to say
I
that.
find it personally hard to believe.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, Mattel's like taking the time to like email out to the right people, like some honest and critical feedback.
I don't know who, like, how many people got this email. Like, I saw
Yeah.
nobody else post it, but I got it. So
Yeah.
I got it too. I just found it in my email not too long ago. I have it pulled up on
I
my
did-
computer so I can look at the questions. You
yeah,
can't
that's
go
cool.
back to any of them though, which kind of suck.
Right, you can't go and edit, but that's okay. That's just how that survey system works.
Yeah, I have screenshots
that
of some of the
Qualtrics.
questions. Like, what Jurassic content, movies, series, or shows have you ever watched, or what you would like to see in terms of
Right,
content?
they're asking what content, and I think
Yeah.
that's also why they asked what games have you played, so they can see, you know, kind of what they can reference.
I
if everyone
found the
says
game one really interesting. Like, which Jurassic
if
World
everyone's-
after games have you ever used? Let's see what they
Right.
have. They had Jurassic
They
World
have
Live,
Jurassic
Jurassic World
World
the
Alive.
game, Jurassic World Evolution, Jurassic Park the
Yeah, that
game.
Jurassic Park Park
I
Builder
found
for
that one
the-
really interesting. And Jurassic World Facts app. Come on, no Jurassic
Oh.
Park Builder?
Yeah, I'm so
RIP.
sad that they took that game down.
Anyways.
said-
But I feel like they're kind of seeing what exactly they might be able to do from those games. Like, if a lot of people say, "Oh, I played Jurassic World Evolution," well, then maybe they can start pushing a little bit more of those evolution species that people are going to recognize and buy.
You're right.
There we go. One of them on there for the Mattel line.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think that whole survey thing is pretty cool. And with that, I mean, I don't really have that much more thoughts about it. I think it's a good method to trying to solve some of the issues with Jurassic World as a whole, in terms of toy line. And if anyone else has anything to say, go ahead.
You want to go over some more of the questions?
I don't know. I think we generally covered it pretty good. It just asks
Yeah.
about like all the different lines and stuff like that, and why would you buy it and why wouldn't you buy it? Like,
There's one question I
And
really
so-
liked. What would you like to see more of in the Hammond collection? Select all apply. I think I selected every single one because every single one I would like to see. Dinosaur characters
they all
never
sounded good.
before seen species, which I feel like would be like soft canon dinosaurs. Like I'd like to see Herrerasaurus or maybe I'd love to see honestly some Hammond toys inspired by like Kenner figures. So like imagine a Hammond Carno with the demon paint scheme.
Right,
That'd
we
be
can start
dope.
doing some callbacks and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
that would be so cool. Additional people characters, main characters, small play sets. Definitely. Characters with enhanced articulation. Absolutely. Accessories for dinosaur
I wonder what they mean by
characters.
characters. They mean human or because there's dinosaur characters as well. That's
I
just
don't know.
characters in general. So
Maybe characters in general. So
I feel like
guess
I don't know. I feel
Oh.
like that might be. I feel like that might be more human geared towards though, because we have all these human figures like Roland and all the legacy stuff, but they're not exactly articulated yet. So
yeah.
they're still in their basic form. So I don't know.
Accessories for dinosaur characters, absolutely. Species not
Yeah,
from
sure, why not?
Jurassic World, which is kind of a vague option. Like not from Jurassic World, so like Jurassic Park, or like
I feel like
just
what
not
they
from
mean
the
is like
franchise in general.
I feel like not from the franchise. That's what I'm kind of getting from that.
I would want them to do like obviously some favorites of mine would be like Coelophysis or something. I'd love to see a Hammond Collection Coelophysis. As silly as that sounds.
What about
Right.
what about Argentinosaurus?
Oh, good lord!
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel
No
like
more
they can
sauropods,
implement
Mattel.
some,
My
but
shelves can't handle this.
I feel like they should be soft canon if they do start implementing stuff that's not
Yeah.
exactly
Accessories for
from the
people
movies.
characters. Soft goods was mentioned, so I'm guessing like
Maybe like
we'll
a
see
like a
some
jacket or
fabric.
something.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
fabric jackets or whatever. Additional
I don't know if
accessories
they-
for people characters. I just said that. Additional accessories for display: trees, rocks, cliffs, fences.
Fences is what made me click that, bro. Because we need fences so bad.
We
I
need
selected every
fences.
single one of these, dude. I'm like, I need all of that. Accessories for people
Right.
characters, capture tools such as tranquilizer darts or nets. Come on,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
Yes, we need more world building, and that encompasses that as well. So
This one's
yes.
interesting. Dinosaur characters, traditional species.
Like from the franchise,
Oh,
traditional.
I'm thinking like just traditional, like in just popularity in general. Like,
It might mean
no,
that
I
too.
can't think of any. Like Allosaurus, Stegosaurus, like really popular
Right.
dinosaurs that have
Right.
yet to be made into a big playsets. Can you imagine a giant Hammond Collection Visitor Center playset? I'd eat that
Oh
up.
my god, $500.
I feel like it's a
One
little bit confusing that they put all the same criteria. Obviously, like I don't need a hyper detailed. I don't necessarily need like a Hammond Collection playset, but like at the same time, it might be cool. I don't exactly know. That's vague though. It's a very vague statement.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means.
Big playsets though. Like they had small playsets and then they have big playsets. Like I feel like
So what's
they
like
should just do.
what would be a small plate? Like that's the
I
I
feel like
can
a
think
small
of,
playset would maybe be
I
like
can think of a couple of small
the
play sets. I can think of a couple.
JP3 set with Alan Grant and the female raptor, but that's not really a play set. That's just
two
like a
figures
two-pack.
together. It's like
Exactly.
a group.
so
Right.
maybe like something akin to like a raptor cage or something. I don't know why we would need a Hammond Collection raptor cage when we have a legacy one.
That's the
that
one they
people
made
would-
was in it. Anyways.
That was weird. Additional
the
people characters.
raptor cage they
minor
made isn't
characters.
exactly the most accurate, but
Yeah. Like additional people characters, minor characters such as scientists.
oh yeah, of course.
Possibly
Why
hinting
not?
at Henry Wu, I hope, or park workers.
No, they're hinting at just random people, like
Just random.
because we need random. Yeah.
Honestly, if they do make scientists and park workers, they should just throw them in like a 3-pack or a 4-pack for like $30, $40,
Right.
whatever.
Why don't they just make a? Anyways, sure it'd sell.
Oh god, yeah, anything would sell. And then vehicles, jeeps, helicopters, transport trucks, etc.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Absolutely.
All good stuff.
I feel like most of
I don't
these
know.
kind
Like
of
again, I
akin
don't
to
know. I
just
don't know
the line in
necessarily
general.
Hammond Collection, but like just some way, shape, or form in the line. Yeah, let's get it. Like let's do it.
I don't know what would warrant a Hammond Collection vehicle. Maybe like the enhanced
Like a hyper
Ford Explorer.
detailed.
We
Yeah, like
got-
a hyper detailed Explorer or a Jeep or something with like the little hang tags or some weird thing like that. Like that'd be cool.
Oh, that would be cool. I
Um,
just don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you would package that up and that would sell the 5th or 6th Jeep we got.
I
Right.
mean, if it's like the definitive, like they make, you know,
If it's like the Jeep, yeah, sure. I mean, but like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah, like if they make Ford Explorer number 4 and 5 and stuff like his Hammond collection where they're better than the ones we've gotten before, sure, I'll buy them and I'll just keep them as like my definitive Explorers. Like, I don't see an issue with that. Maybe if they made them like, it'd be expensive, but die cast. Kind of like what Jada's doing with
Yeah.
that 1/18th Ford
Yeah,
Explorer.
Jada has that crazy one coming out, super detailed.
Oh, I can't wait for
You
that,
think
dude.
you think you put figures on it?
125, huh?
You think you put figures on in that Jada vehicle?
It's
We'll see. It
1/18th
probably
scale.
is a little bit too small.
Yeah, probably. I still kind of want to try. I do want to get it, but like $125, I'm like,
Get it off Amazon there and return it.
How
if you like it
much?
or something like that. It's 125 because it's a
Jesus Christ!
die-cast model.
well, it's all metal.
It's not a toy.
Oh,
It's all really like premium stuff. It's meant to be like the most accurate you can, like 1-to-1 to the real thing.
Trying to see if there's any other questions that
Yeah,
I think we kind of hit everything in the head.
I think so as well. So with that, that is our 1-year anniversary podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. Been a good one. This was Jurassic Adventures, along with Nate 48, Dodson 93, and Dino Man Productions. And that, we'll see you in the next one.
bye bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Take
See you
care.
guys later.